Well, hello and welcome to this video for Raid Shadow Legends. I did not intend to do a video tonight, but then I recalled that I'm on the 7th day and it's time to collect our first epic, or at least my first epic. I don't know if you have gotten an epic by now, if you started the game the same time I did and have been following these tutorials. In any case, if you have and you've only been getting rares like me, then this will be your first epic. So this is part 6, I believe, as I said, and we are now going to collect Shaman, and we will go over her in just a second. Okay, it looks like we have been given another new player rewards screen, and this will go for our next 7 days starting tomorrow, and at the end of this, I believe this is Jizo that we're going to get. So let's take a really quick glimpse at Jizo. And Jizo is a defense champion. I have not found much use for him. And I don't see him too much in the late game, but I do see him occasionally. He does have some interesting things that he can do. We'll talk more about him in a later video. Okay, let's check our daily login rewards. So today we get an ancient crystal. Now I did not open, I don't think I opened one like I was saying I was going to. I didn't have the cash at the time, or I didn't have the slots, and I kind of skipped it. But let's do when we do our opening, let's go ahead and open one ancient, or at least I'm going to open one ancient. You don't have to if you don't want to. And looking at this offense defense chest, I like the main stat being defense percentage. I'm not going to pay money for it because of the second stat. It could have really good third stat. Actually, I should say first stat. This is its first unlock stat. It could have a really good second stat, but I'm not going to pay $60,000 for that. We've got resistance here, then crit rate, then HP. This is kind of tricky. You're never going to hurt for having resistance. And then the crit rate and HP could be what you're going to end up with, and that's kind of useful, but that's a big chunk of cash. And I don't encourage spending a huge amount of money on your gear here in the market. I'm going to kind of wait on that and kind of feel it out, see how I feel in a little while. It would be nice if they had rare champions here for you to buy, but they do not. So we collected that. So we got our first quest here, doing an item at the market. We've got an index, so now we can take a look at our new epic. So this is Shaman, or Shaman, depending on how you want to pronounce it. That's what she looks like. That's what's going on with her. She is of the Orc faction. She is a support champion. She will help you out a lot, even up through the mid-game as a resurrector, and some of her other kit is semi-useful, but she's not really a viable in-game champion, so just be aware of that, at least in my opinion. Other people might disagree. Her first attack is attacks one enemy, has a 25% chance of removing one random buff from the target. So the second attack is attacks one enemy, places a 15% increased crit rate buff on all allies for 2 turns. This is kind of nice if you're in the beginning stage of the game and you have low crit rate. Increasing your crit rate by 15% will give you a little bit more ability to hit hard in the early stages of the game. Revives an ally with 50% of their HP. So the higher your ally HP is on your other champions, the more HP they'll get resurrected with. Places a shield buff on the target equal to 20% of the target's HP. We're going to immediately begin to level her up and work with her. I'm kind of wondering if there will be a champion training event live, so let's take a look, because if there is a champion training event, then it would be worth using that for that. So this is a Fire Night tournament. You get points for champion training. We have a champion training for 1 day, and I've already earned some points on it. I should have remembered that I had it. Yeah, I got this guy on my other account. Okay, so we can definitely benefit from upgrading her, and we've got this artifact enhancement event here too. So we're definitely going to want to spend a little money. I'm going to go in there right now and do that. I'm going to make sure she's locked because I don't want to mistakenly use her for food. And I'm going to feed her all three of my force potions that I have here. Now, I could upgrade her skills with this epic tome. I'm not going to do it, and I don't recommend you do it. I don't think she's going to be viable very long in the game. I think there are better epics we can invest our tomes into. So I'm not recommending you use it on her, and I'm not going to use it on her, but I will ascend her when I have the ability to. Right now, I cannot. Now, I did not go into really big depth with the potions, but something you can do with the potions is you go over here to the potion mixer, and I might have mentioned this in an earlier video, I don't remember. 10 of these mixed together for 20,000. You see right here, here's the price, 10 of these, so 10 of these equals 1 of these. Okay, and that's the same all the way down this column. 10 of these equals 1 of these, and that's 20,000 per each 10. And then 10 of these equals 1 of these, and that is 100,000 per each 10. Okay? So if you have a whole pile of these potions here, if you've got hundreds of all of this, like I do in my main account, then it's pretty easy to build up and get these potions. But since these potions are relatively easy to get, I don't generally do that unless I get really short. The main trouble are these ones here, but it's not really cost effective in an inexpensive or free-to-play account to try to go through and use 10 of these and go into here. During the time that I'm collecting potions, I usually get 1 or 2 of these at a time anyway, and that's all I usually need. So I just kind of fight through the potion dungeons until I have enough, and I do that every day. As I've already explained, save 10 of your multi-battles so that you can then fight in the potion keeps, and that will get your potion stock up. So that would be the process I would recommend there. We are going to do the summoning event together because that's always fun to see what you get. Haven't yet to get a rare through this. I keep hoping one of these days I will get a rare, but I never do. At least not yet. And I'm going to open 1 of these. Now again, I do not recommend opening these unless it is inside a double raid event, but since I have 5 of them, I can open 1 right now because I'm also trying to bolster my champion collection. And I know I'll at least get a raid if I don't get an epic or a legendary. A rare is what I meant to say. And I did get a rare, so we will go and take a look at him. These are his starting stats. Actually, let's look at him right here. So this is what he'll start out like. He's an HP champion. HP champions will benefit from more HP. That's where their attack power will be coming from. Just as I've said in the previous video, I'm sure I brought this up already, defense champions will benefit from defense. That will be where they get their attack from, and attack champions will benefit to a certain point from attack. That's where they get their attack power from. Now, attack champions, at some point, you're going to get more benefit on crit rate and crit damage. Defense and HP champion, they'll always be able to benefit from crit rate and crit damage, but it isn't going to hurt to have more and more and more HP in defense. I don't think there's a cutoff point, but I'm not sure on that. So what does this guy do? It's cool, he has an R and 3 skills here. Attacks one enemy, has a 10% chance of placing a 30% decreased defense debuff for 2 turns based on HP. Not bad. Attacks all enemies, damage based on HP. Attacks all enemies, places a 25% decreased attack debuff for 2 turns. This is very good. Not a very strong decreased attack, but this decreased attack debuff, if I join a clan, and I will be doing that probably this video, I will need this so that I can fight the clan boss. I need to have a decreased attack skill. So if I have this, that will help, and also help in the arena too. Now, it's not so good that it's on his second attack, but what are you going to do? This is a passive, so this is something that he will do no matter what. It doesn't matter if it's his turn or not. He just does this well, I think he does it on his turn, but this isn't a passive additional thing that he does by himself, and you don't need to worry about it. And this is a die-hard passive. Decreases the damage taken by this champion by 30% when their HP drops below 30%. Okay. So, if this champion is really getting hurt, he's going to become increasingly hard to kill. If there's some way to gear for that, then we need to gear for that because we can take advantage of that ability of his. I would want to increase his defense and speed, of course. And then I would be focusing on his HP primarily. He's definitely going to need my best HP gear. I will go over the process of gearing him either this video or in a future video. I don't want to make this video run too long. And this guy. Outrider and Zephyr Sniper. This one is one that has... There's this information on the internet that talks about a number related to these champions. Somebody has crunched these background numbers that Plarium doesn't release to us. She is one of 2 or 3 champions that have a very high number, whatever this number is, and the higher that number is, that's very good. So she's actually worth investing time and energy into because of this high number that I cannot remember for the life of me the name of. But it's related to her attack ability or something like that. Here we have Word Bearer. Cool armor. But I bet she's in high heels like all the other girls. Have you ever seen armor with high heels? I don't even know how that would work. How do you swing a sword in high heels? If you're a female, you put a comment below and let me know if you'd be able to move around and fight in high heels like that. I'd be curious to know. I don't think that would be very easy. Okay, we will go over the tavern, Sparring Pit, and Great Hall. I did promise to do that. So this is a place where you get these medals every time you fight in the arena. I still don't know what the cross sword stuff is. When you get enough of them, you can come in here and you can put them on one of these stats. Now, everybody has different opinions on how to do it. Most of them seem to just start from flat and work their way up. The way I did it, I looked at my champions, my biggest champions, which in this case would be Elhain, and I thought about what they would benefit most from, what would help their attack the most. And so I would probably start with crit damage, more than likely, and then maybe accuracy. I would do resistance last, but that's what I would do, and I would go with her affinity, which is up here. So I would probably hit this one, then maybe this one, and this one, and this one, something like that. But to do this, you press upgrade, and it tells you what you need. You need 50 of these bronze medals to get here. You can also use silver medals and gold medals, and it requires less of those. I think it's like 1 silver per every 10 bronze and 1 gold for every 10 silver, but don't quote me on that. It might say it somewhere around here. I don't know. These give now I just learned this today. These will increase, for your champions, it'll increase a stat off of their flat stat. So if I increase crit damage on that, it doesn't do the 50% plus 6, it does the 50%. So it'll increase the crit damage after the 50%, then the plus 6 will be added on top of whatever number comes out from that. Anyway, it's only going to increase it looks like by maybe 1%. I would say, I'm just throwing out a guess. You can correct me if I'm wrong. My math is probably way off. So I would say somewhere between 50 and 52% is where this, once this is added, her and everybody else in the magic faction will be increased on their crit damage. Everybody that has 50 to start with. Some people have a little higher, so it'll go a little higher for them. I don't know if that makes that very clear, but let me know if I did not clarify. But basically, this adds these extra stats to the base stats of your champions, and I think it works not just in the arena, it works all through the game, but don't quote me on that. There's an information link up here. You should click on that and read it. I never have, because I'm lazy, and I don't care about it. But I've been piling stuff in here anyway, but don't be lazy like me. Read the information. They've put a lot of effort in putting tutorials here. I should do justice and do an actual Great Hall video for my main channel. I think I'll do that at some point and go over this very thoroughly and try to explain it. Right now I'm just giving you an overview so you know what's going on here when this unlocks. This is where you're going to put those medals you earn in the arena. The Sparring Pit is one of the other areas I recommend you unlock. If you can do this after the gem mine, I think that's better. But you might decide you want to do it before. You get 1 champion slot here right now. So let's add a champion if you're already unlocked on the Sparring Pit as I am. And all you have to do is figure out who you want to put in here that you want to level up. Generally, I put somebody in here that I'm going to turn into food. Right now, let's put this guy in here. So it tells me that in 2 hours, basically, he's going to upgrade one more level. And I just leave it here overnight, and he'll just keep leveling up. But you won't be able to use him in a campaign or fight with him anywhere once you have him in here, because he's busy in the sparring pit, so you have to take him out of the sparring pit if you want to use him anywhere else. So any champion you put in any of these slots, they'll just sit here and keep leveling up, and it won't cost you any money, it won't cost you any time, but it's very slow until you speed it up. You can speed it up, I think, 3 times. And then you have all these different slots you can unlock. And I think all I've got on all of mine on my main account are up to level 2 right now. I imagine it's even faster at level 3, but it takes a lot of gems. This is one of the reasons why I said save those gems, because you want to use it for stuff like this a little later on. All the Sparring Pit is doing here is basically... it's like your champion is going through the campaign or something where they're gaining experience. They're gaining experience during the time they sit in here. And they just sit in here and gain experience and level up, and you'll have to come in here, a red dot will show up, and you'll have to click on them and level them up when they have gone to the next level. I think it might actually continue on and keep leveling up even if you don't click. I'm not sure on that, so don't quote me. I need to double check that. But that's what they'll be doing in here. Sometimes you'll get points for your champions that are in there leveling up, because if it's some kind of a champion training event, those points will actually apply, which is kind of nice. And I think I covered the tavern fairly thoroughly in previous videos. I've gone through the overview and everything. Just to recap, you understand that here in this first tab, you're upgrading the level. This is where you select a champion. You can then give them other champions to level them up that are food champions, or you can give them potions. For your 2 stars, I wouldn't give more than 2 potions. For your 3 stars, not more than 3. For your 4 stars, not more than 4. But it also depends on your stock. So if you're kind of limited on potions, then I wouldn't be going crazy with them. I'd budget them and just spend very few till you get more stock in. You'll earn potions as they have more events and more things going on. You'll also earn them in the dungeons. But this is where you level up your champions. You can also lock them here as well. This is the upgrade rank. So when your champion has reached their max level, in this case, this champion must reach level 10. And you recall, I think from the last video, I was talking about the challenges. We have to get them up to level 10, then level them up to 30. And then we can collect some more challenges. So I'm going to be working on that a little later. And that's what I would do here. Once this is level 10, if I was working with this champion, I would then put another 1 star in here, and then I'd be able to rank this guy up to a 2 star. If it's a 2 star, I'd need 2 stars, and I'd rank him up to a 3. If it was a 3 star, I'd need 3 stars, and I'd rank him up to a 4. If it's a 4 star, I need 4 stars, and I'd rank him up to a 5. If it's a 5 star, I need 5 stars, and I'd rank him up to a 6. And if it's a 6 star, I need 6 stars. And there's nothing you can really do. I think 6 is the last you can get, so I don't think there's a 6 star. You can just go all the way up to 6 star and then max them out at 60, and that's as high as your champions can go right now. And these are chickens. These can be substituted for a champion. Each chicken is a star level of food that you can use, and generally you want to use your chickens first and save your champion food. Be careful using these though, and be careful doing the ranking up. Try to do that inside of any kind of a training event that'll give you points for it, because you want to maximize with all the stuff you're doing. You want to maximize the benefit you get out of it, and that's one way to do that. Of course, here's where skill tomes are. There are epic, right up here, epic, legendary, and common or basic skill tomes. And of course, you'll use these common ones on your 3-star champions. You'll use these epic ones on your 4-star, and these legendary on your legendary champions, and that's the way I advise you to work with it. Even though legendary can be used on epic and rare, and epic can be used on epic and rare, and I think you can use this one on even 2 stars and 1 stars. It's just not worth doing that. And of course, we talked about making potions here. This is where you ascend your champions. So once your champion, once you have a champion in here, you want to increase their ascension level. They'll unlock stuff a lot of the time at level 3. That's 3 purple stars. A lot of champions will have something that unlocks in, or an R skill, or something will unlock at 3 stars. So you're generally going to want to be ascending all of the champions that you're going to keep and work with. It's also a good way to designate which champions you're keeping and working with and which ones are food. But it gets a little confusing if you're trying to do a fusion, so you have to figure out a system that works for you to separate those two. I generally don't max out the stars unless I have a bunch of extra potions. I just try to go to 3, especially here in this early part of the game, because I want those extra skills. That little extra pinch of stuff can sometimes make the difference in getting somewhere in the game. You just press ascend when you have enough potions to do it. This one here, it says I don't have enough of the force potions to do anything. This one I don't have the right kind. I don't have the high enough level force potions for it. This one, however, I can ascend, and I will, because I have plenty of these magic potions and the base potion to do it. I press ascend, and they also increase their stats just a pinch. And I press ascend one more time. You see right here, increases basic stats in this case, so it's not getting an extra skill. So I may not actually do that. I don't know, or I might. I think I'll go ahead and do it, because I don't know how much further I'm going to use this guy. But that's the basic process of ascending in the tavern. That's what you do in the tavern area. Something I forgot to mention, if you're fighting here in the dungeons and you're trying to level up your champions, even if you get to the later stages, if you work your way all the way down here like I've done on my main account, you don't get nearly as many points for your champions, as many experience points to level, not experience points, because well, I guess it is experience points for them, and you get experience points as well while they're leveling up. Anyway, your champions aren't going to level up as quickly. They won't have as much points or as much stuff that they need to level up in these dungeons as they will in the main campaign. I don't know why it's that way, but that's the way it is. So be aware of that. If you're trying to level up your champions, then you want to go to the campaign or the sparring pit. That's the place to do it. If your champions are, you got a few champions that you need to level up and they're pretty high level already, and you've got to hit the potion dungeons, and you know that those champions aren't going to get your team killed, then you can jump in with them and get a little bit of experience that way. But don't use these as the main way to level up your champions. Make sure that the main way you do that is through the campaign. Okay, so I got some stuff in my inbox, and these each have an expiry time on them. So if I fight in the arena 5 times, which I will do after I get done with this video, I can then take this is an arena token, 5 of them, and that will replace any of the, this will go down by 5 if I had 5 battles, and I could use this to fill that back up again. Now, I would not want to fill it up automatically from within the arena. I would actually want to exit the arena once I'm down to 0 and it needs more tokens. I would actually exit the arena, come in here to my inbox, look at the screen, find out what was expiring first, and pick that. If I go the other route and I do it from within the arena, it'll usually take one of the newer ones. So I lose out on the one that's expiring. To make sure that I get the one that I want, the one that's expiring, I have to actually exit out of the arena and come over here and pick the one I want and press collect. Right now I wouldn't collect any of this stuff because I can only hold 10. This will fill it all the way up. This will give me 5. Right now I don't need anything until I go in the arena and fight. Okay, I guess the last note before we close out today is you have to fight the campaign boss, as I've said before in an earlier video. You have to fight them. That's part of your dailies. But something else to keep in mind, when you fight a campaign boss, especially in the higher levels, you actually get better gear. You can actually get gear that is going to be rare, or I don't know if I've ever seen epic, but I've seen rare. I believe I've seen rare, and I think that's about it. I don't know if I've seen any higher level than that. But still, that's better than, I mean, you get it occasionally here through the main stages, but you get it pretty much all the time here. You get the higher stars, you get the higher ranking on them. It just is better overall to fight that dungeon boss, the campaign boss, if you're working on trying to get gear, if you're farming gear. So that's another use for your multi-battle, as I said in previous video, I think it was. Now I'm going to come into whichever one of these dungeons I need gear right now, because I have this guy. I need HP gear. So what I'm going to probably do is I'm going to go in here. I might even put the guy on my team because this is a pretty easy boss to beat. But I need to go in here, and I will go in here and I will put him in the second position. I'll just do 2 champions, her and him, and then he'll start to level up. I need to give him some potions. But I'll put them in here. I might put her in here at some point because she needs to level up too. But I'll just come in here and do 10 of my multi-battle fights right here because I know that I'll get 10 pieces, most of the time 10 pieces. Sometimes I won't get 10. A pretty decent quality gear that I can actually apply to this champion. So that's kind of my approach. Then if I have pieces of gear and I need a specific piece, I will farm that specific area for that champion. That's kind of how I do stuff. I will use 20 of those multi-battle points tonight, and I'll use the remaining 10 tomorrow in the potion dungeons. They're going to start locking up here at my level here pretty soon. We've got a day and 53 minutes before these go in the normal cycle. Make sure you're taking advantage of that and stocking up and doing as much potion collecting as you possibly can. You're going to need more of this than all the other ones because you have to add this to each and every one of these. So keep that in mind. Double your efforts here and do, half as much with any of the other ones. But try to collect potions on everybody. And keep trying to push, as I said before. Keep trying to push, go as far as you can in these. See if you can hit this and get anywhere. Try what you can do. There are tutorials online to show you how to go through the spider's den. I will do an overview when I have a team that I think can handle it and I'm able to beat it. I will give you an overview of just the basics of fighting that. Probably should do a basics of all of these dungeon fights. So we'll look for that in a later video. I'll make a note for it. Now, I do need to join a clan. It says right here, get a referral link. Now, this is a little different than I recall being when I first started my account. I don't recall saying I needed a referral link. To that end, I'm going to go ahead and do this now with you before we leave. I'm going to go over here to the clan. And in the clan area, we have invitations, which I don't have any invitations, and we have applications, and I have this rankings, and I have an apply to join. Each of these has an information, and you don't want, at this point in the game, you don't want to join a clan that's hitting the nightmare or the brutal or the hard. You need to be getting normal and easy clan boss. You need a beginner's clan, but you want one that's active and people are actually logging in and doing stuff. And if you could find one that has room for newbies and advanced players, that would be even better. I only found one that had room for advanced players right now. Or I can go over here to chat and I can say something right in here. So I can type this in, need a referral link for a beginner's clan, and I can wait a second or two and see if anybody responds. If they do, I can click a link. They might not give me a link, they might give me an invitation. I'm not sure if an invitation or applying to join will accomplish that progress mission. If I don't feel I'm getting enough activity here, I can actually join a different channel. So I can go over here to English 47 and I can put a number in here. And I might start with English 1 and see what I find. But that will be the process. And if I can demonstrate how to get a clan, how to get into a clan, get that link, get that mission done, I'll show that here. But I'm only going to give it a few minutes because I don't want to make this video go too long. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and join the Bohemian Grove. I like that name the best. I don't want to wander around all night. I'll go ahead and click on it and we'll see if that gives me my thing or not. I'm going to apply right now. So I'm telling him that I am a beginner here to the clan boss. He needs to know that. New to the clan boss, looking for, and I want to say a referral link. And I want to complete the progress mission. So try to be honest about where you are in the game. If you're just starting out, you don't want to be leading them on. They're going to want people to fight Nightmare and Brutal in some of these because they're trying to get their rankings up. Okay, so we have got an invitation from Brian's Army. Let's check their details. There's no details, so we don't know what we're in for. Do not be afraid to exit a clan if it doesn't give you what you need. I mean, if people aren't logging in, you're not getting your chests, all that kind of stuff. We'll go over this real quickly, just an overview, but I'll do more in depth in the next video. make sure you leave and find yourself another clan. You got to find one that you're working with, that fits your schedule, fits your style, and that you fit in with. Right now the one I'm in is too advanced for me in my main account, so we'll see how this guy works for a beginner. I'm pressing accept. Okay, I am now in the clan, and under members I have this red dot. It wants me to check in. You've got to do this every day about 2 o'clock a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And about 3:15 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, you'll be able to collect your clan boss rewards from hitting the clan boss. Now, I'll do more in-depth on the clan boss in a future video, but we'll do an overview right now. I'm going to check in. And if I press info, this is all the stuff that they're wanting you to do. They want you to check in. They want you to play the game for 30 minutes, battle the clan boss one time. You don't actually win the clan boss. You will die as you fight the clan boss, but that's all you have to do is just fight it, get as many points as you can, then you die, and that's the end of it. Although some people will actually finish the clan boss off. Fighting in the classic arena 6 times, fighting in dungeon or campaign battles 10 times, playing the game for 90 minutes, battling the clan boss 2 times, fighting in classic arena 12 times, fighting in a dungeon or campaign battles 20 times. Excuse me. The more active your clan is, the more of these chests you'll get. Usually get energy or some kind of silver out of that, and you got to do all of those. That's your goal while you're doing it. You just do that during a normal daily routine. You get 2 keys. These will recharge every 3 or 6 hours. I can't remember which it is. We'll find out here in just a second. This is information. Just says have fun. Doesn't tell me anything. And we should have our progress mission. And we did not. Strange. So joining a clan did not get me this progress mission. Is there any information? Oh, okay, so this is not joining a clan, which we would need later. I thought I was misinterpreting. This is actually talking about referral. So you just get the referral link, and that will probably, that does the goal there. Okay, so if you get confused about that, just go to your referral program, get the referral link, and collect a reward. You can then share that link if you wish somewhere. I'm not going to. So we're going to be a step ahead because somewhere further along here will be a join a clan. And I guess I'm a little early to the party. So if you didn't join a clan, that's okay. You can kind of wait it out. Join or create a clan. Oh, you can create a clan too. So you don't have to join a clan if you don't want. You can create one. And you don't have to worry about it, as you can see, for quite a while. So we're a little early. I made a boo-boo there, but that's okay. I can at least go over that with you, and when I get to that point, I can go over more depth a little later. So that'll be good, because I am going to be knocking those missions out. So let's find out what we have here on the clan boss section. So if you have joined the clan with me and you're early as well as I am, and you know, maybe you're more comfortable than I am, I don't know how you're feeling, but you can click on this section now. Alright, so we are fighting the easy and normal clan boss. That's a good sign. I like that. Looks like we've had one guy hitting it here. So we'll just do an overview. We're going to click on battle because we want to use one of my keys. This will require me to have 5 champions. I can do it with less, but I probably should fill this roster out. Now, I do not have ideal people for a clan boss, but I do have 2 people here that apply like buffs and debuffs that would be kind of useful in the clan boss fighting. And he would be useful once I get him leveled up, but he's not ready yet. I'm going to put my Shaman in here too. It's a very poor team. This is not a good team at all, but I kind of want to show you how this works. So we're going to press start, and we'll go more into depth on team composition and everything. We're probably going to die very quickly. So this is how this works. I get to take my turns. He'll hit me at some point. I got to figure out what attack to hit him with first. So in this case, let's see. I would like to increase the crit rate of my guys here with this. So we're going to do this one. Yeah, let's see. Block the buffs. He's going to do a poison thing here. I think I will do this here because I want to be ready for his hit. I want to do this weaken debuff. I'm going to change this chat to clan now that I'm in a clan. I want to get this crit rate thing going. So now I can hit a little harder. We don't need to heal anybody yet. Let's increase everybody's attack power, get all my buffs ready to go. Okay. Now this is the kind of setting up the pattern or the routine. At some point I will put it on auto and we'll just see it through. It won't last very long. I'm not going to do very much damage. This is not a good team at all for Clan Boss. We don't have good gear or anything here. Okay, who is needing some healing right now? Good thing I healed him or else he'd be dead. Now I'm pressing auto and going to number 2. You generally want to do your clan boss manually if you can, but you can do a kind of a setup where you're applying your debuffs for the clan boss, you have your little pattern situated, as I've done here, and then you can put it on auto. So I'm not even going to do 100,000 damage. And I'll show you what I would be eligible for. Now I'm going to work on my team obviously, and I'll go over that into detail with you later. I'm going to press skip up here. And so if you check this box here, you'll be able to collect this tomorrow at 3:15. It's after 3 o'clock essentially, AM Pacific Standard Time. You need to do 286,000 damage to get this first chest. So you've got to work on the stats of your character so that you can do that damage. Now the more you hit, the more damage you'll have stacked up, but if you can get your champions, in this case starting out to doing about 100,000 to start with, then you're in good straits, I would say. If you can get them to do more, that's great. I want to work on my team before I come back in here. You can see the difference. This guy's done 7 million damage and I've done 72,000. It's pretty sad. But I'll need to hit the clan boss again. But first I want to go through and work on all of my team. And I got to figure out the best way I can organize this. And I'll do a video on that for you. So that is everything. That shows you the basics overview of the clan boss and joining a clan. It showed you how to get that one progress mission. I was mistaken on that. It was your referral link. I think I'm going to call that good for now. Excuse me for bumping the microphone. If you have any comments, please leave them below. Any suggestions, anything you appreciate or enjoyed, let me know. Anything you want me to improve on, let me know. Thumb down if you did not like and give me feedback so I know what to improve. Thumb up if you did. And press subscribe if you want to see more videos. This one will be uploaded probably 2 weeks after I have cast it, but we'll see. And I will see you guys in the next one.